Hello, our Honda Pilot is a 2019 EXL with all-wheel drive. We turned 55,000 miles earlier this week, so it's time to do our servicing. We do it every 5,000 miles. So what's due for us right now is just the oil change and a tire rotation. So this is the simplest 5,000 mile maintenance interval that I have, because I do both of those things every 5,000 miles, but nothing else is due. So all we're doing is rotating the tires, changing the oil. Okay, so we're due for our oil change. We have 55,327 miles. I'm gonna go ahead and reset my minder here for my oil change. So I'm gonna go to settings, go to vehicle. I'm gonna go down here to maintenance and do oil and filter, reset. Okay, and then I'm gonna do the tire rotation, reset. All right, so we did that. For some reason that message comes up unable, but it does reset. You can see the oil life's at 100. So that's done. Now we're gonna get started. So continue to not have any problems with this car. It's been great. So I always start by loosening the lug nuts before I jack it up. So I'll loosen the lug nuts, jack it up. From there I'll be able to remove this front wheel on this side, access my oil filter and change my oil and rotate my tires. On this car, the front tires rotate to the back on the same side, and the back tires crisscross rotate to the front on the opposite side. So we're gonna get started. Just wanna let you know that all the, I know that we kind of sped through the jack points and the tire rotation and things like that. So what I will do in the description to this video is I'll put links to my other videos on my channel that slow down and give you all the details on the jack points, give you more detail on the tire rotation and things of that nature. I'll also put links in the description for tools and equipment that I use that you might be interested in. Even if you aren't going to rotate your tires, it's worth taking this one wheel off to access your oil filter, which is right here. So we'll be getting to our oil filter right there. I'm going to get my plastic sheeting under the vehicle and change the oil before I finish rotating the tires. Just loosening the cap for some airflow and loosening the dipstick just so oil will come out better. Okay, I unwrapped our new oil filter. I'm using the Honda brand filter. Put my finger in the new oil and rub the black ring really good. So we're gonna get this set aside and ready to go. Okay, before we take off our filter, there's this support bar right here, and that's gonna drip some oil on there. So I've got my plastic sheeting, I got my scissors, and I want to cut off a strip of my plastic sheeting, and I'm gonna want to wrap it around there so that I don't have to clean that up. So alright, so we're just gonna put that there. Reach in with my oil filter wrench. Okay, got it loosened. I'm gonna get rid of that, keep it clean. Just gonna do it by hand. Okay, there comes the mess. Just kind of let that drip a little bit. Still hot because I let the car engine warm up before I started this job. So it's still very hot to the touch. And then when the oil gets on there, you can't really grab it, so good to have a rag for that. So the filter's off. I'm going to set it in our drain pan. And then I'm going to take a look at the filter, see that our black ring is still on there. It didn't stick to the car. I've never had that happen in my whole life, but I've heard of stories where it has, so you want to make sure that comes off. And then I'm just wiping the surface with the rag so that when we put our new oil filter on, it's going on a clean surface. Okay, so while we're right here, I'll go ahead and get rid of this oily glove. And when it's 95 degrees and 100% humidity like today, once you take a pair of those gloves off, it's hard to put another one on because your hands are so sweaty. So I'm not even gonna try that right now. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and remove this plastic sheeting because all the mess is done. And for that anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump it before it makes a mess. So kind of clean as we go. Here's my new filter. Just want to hand tighten that, spin it on. Once I make contact with the base, just kind of hand tighten. No tools needed. All right, so now I'm ready to drain the oil. So on my car, I installed one of these Fomoto valves for quick and easy oil changes. I'll put some links in the description to how to jack up the car, how to install the Fomoto valve and all that good stuff. Let me just take the camera and kind of show you. So from the perspective of our oil filters right there, and the blue filter, I'm looking under the car. This is my oil drain valve right here, this Famoto valve. So this blue plastic piece is a locking mechanism just to prevent any, it's like an added layer of protection. So I'm gonna set the camera down and take this clip off because can't quite get my, oh, there it is. Where did it go? Okay, it's right there. So that's my kind of a locking clip. And then all I have to do is grab trying to get it to focus. Grab this piece of metal, pull it out this way and up this way, and there comes my oil. So I don't have to deal with a drain plug. So I'm gonna get out of the heat for a second and let that drain. While our oil is draining, I'm gonna go ahead and continue my tire rotation. All right, it's so hot out here that my phone overheated. So you missed that tire while I was doing that, but we're finishing the tire rotation here before we finish the oil change. So those 3 tires are where they're gonna stay. And then now we're gonna get under here and close off our valve. It's had plenty of time to drain, so you can hand me that and I'll try to do my best to show it to you here. All right. So now that it's done draining, we take our metal push right here. We push this in and turn it down like that, and that closes off our valve. And then we take our blue plastic locking clip, and it just kind of snaps in like that. What that does is it's just another added protection to keep this from moving. Can you hand me my rag? Is it right there? So there's, just in case there's like 1 or 2 drops on there, I don't really see it, but okay. So the oil change from down here is done. All we have left to do is add oil from the top. All right, so we got the car back on the ground, so now I gotta torque down the lug nuts to 94 foot-pounds with my torque wrench. And also on this car, both the front and back tires are all 32 PSI, so make sure to check your tire pressure. So we're just gonna go torque these down, and then we will add our oil, and then we'll be done. So All right, so our tire rotation's done, ready to put oil in it. My vehicle takes 5.7 quarts of the 0W20. I use a mobile one, and I've done it enough where I just put exactly 5.7. So this is a 2-quart pitcher. So I'm gonna do 2 quarts, 2 quarts, and 1.7. So this is how I do it to make sure I get it right. You could also just dump a brand new 5-quart container and then do the 0.7, but this one was already open. I like to use my oldest stuff first, so that's why I'm doing it this way. This oil thing is way down in here, so it's not the easiest to get to. So I use this long funnel right here, and so I just make sure that's in there like that, so I can pour at this level. I just don't pour it too fast, about like this. Okay, so there's 2. Just let that rest in there while I go refill it. Okay, so this is our second 2-quart fill up. So this is quarts number 3 and 4. Okay, so now I'm going to go do 1.7 quarts to finish it off. This is 1.7, making 5.7. I will put a link to a lot of things in the description, including this picture, including the oil filter wrench that I've found useful for this particular vehicle since it's a tight fit. Okay. May be the cleanest oil change I've ever done. I don't think I had a drop of oil anywhere. Alright, put our dipstick back in. I had loosened it earlier for airflow, so make sure a cap's snug. That's on. And we are done. So, just want to let you know that all the, I know that we kind of sped through the jack points and the tire rotation and things like that. So what I will do in the description to this video is I'll put links to my other videos on my channel that slow down and give you all the details on the jack points, give you more detail on the tire rotation and things of that nature. I'll also put links in the description for tools and equipment that I use that you might be interested in. So thank you for watching. I hope that's been helpful.